He's got room. 5. Touchdown, Comets. Time, no pressure. He's going to go to the end zone. Touchdown, Milford Eagles.
Johnny Hill over the middle. He's got Mancini Jackson over. Mancini into the end zone. Mancini.
Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome into Dwire Field at Atrium Stadium, located right in between Mason Middle and Mason High School. Greg Miller here, along with Steve Parker, bringing you tonight's matchup on Friday Night Football on ICRC-TV between the Hamilton Big Blue and the Mason Comets. Steve, looks like, unlike past years, we've got a pretty good game ahead of us.
Absolutely, Greg. How about this weather, though, huh?
Oh,
we finally got football weather, folks. I mean, it's been 90 degrees. It's been hot. It's been nasty. Tonight, we got a cool breeze, nice little sunshine, perfect for football. And how about this league matchup tonight?
Well, hopefully we got a good one. Mason coming in, it's homecoming for Mason, so definitely something they're going to want to have behind them tonight. Steve, what is the first big key to the game here for the Comets?
Well, for the Comets, they got to get off the snide with the offense. They have been struggling offensively, opening up the season, bing, bang, bong, 3 straight losses. Now they come up with 2 victories over 2 pretty decent teams, Oak Hills and Sycamore, and they got the offense going. So they were second in the league in scoring offense. Now they got it pushing forward. And you know, defensively, they got somebody to stop tonight.
Oh, yeah. They really have to stop Keyshawn Stevens. I mean, tops in the league as far as total touchdowns, 8 rushing, 2 receiving touchdowns. Guy will run the ball all over you if you don't get your hand in the dirt and stop him right at the line of scrimmage. So,
which is big for the Comets, because the Comets defensively have to control the line of scrimmage at the point of attack. They got to win those battles in the trenches. And more importantly for the Comets on offense, their offensive line's got to give Colin Brown a little chance to work. Well, let's talk about Colin Brown.
Colin Brown has had definitely a roller coaster season, hopefully on the tick up right now. First couple games, ton of picks, not taking good control over the ball, but his last 3 games, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's going to have to keep it up if he wants this Mason team to get back to 3-3.
He sets the tempo. If he has time and he can spread the ball around and distribute the ball properly, the Comets are dangerous like they've shown in the last 2 weeks. And then for Hamilton, I mean, really, give Stevens the ball.
Yeah, give Stevens the ball. Big matchup for both teams, both right around the playoff line. Hamilton at number 9, Mason at number 12 so far in the computer rankings. So this is a game they both need if they want to stay in the playoff, Chase.
It's time to get it right. Again, you go into week 7 having 3 losses, your chances are pretty slim getting into the playoffs. Hamilton's going to have to come up big defensively tonight. They don't have one of the better defenses. They've got 2 of the top tacklers in the league, but their defense has not been playing well against teams like Lakota West and Fairfield.
Well, should be a great game for both teams tonight. We'll be up on the call here in just a minute. Greg Miller and Steve Parker on ICRC-TV for Friday Night Football.
We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like that?
I want us to go 4 quarters. And I want us to go 1 play at a time. 1 play at a time. And don't deviate from that. Don't get off that course. That's it. That's a simple game plan of what we're going to take to battle to a team that doesn't respect you, that doesn't understand what they're about ready to get. think it's gonna happen? Because you're more hungry than that. You're more hungry than that. Right hand. Left hand.
Judge Mark McFarland.
Hello and welcome back to Dwire Field at Atrium Stadium. Greg Miller back with you along with Steve Parker, getting just about ready for the opening kickoff between the Hamilton Big Blue and the Mason Comets. Once again, just a absolute picture-perfect night here, Steve.
Other than the fact that the sun's right in our eyes right now, Greg, it is a gorgeous night. We've been waiting for this type of football weather all year, and the Comets couldn't be a better night for them. I mean, they're on the uptick. They're looking to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, but they're going to have their hands full with this, this Big Blue offense, switching from more of an option look to a spread look. And Keyshawn Stevens is really the running back that makes this team go.
Leads the league in touchdowns. Do we need to say more? The kid knows money. He was actually down there asking to do my job before the game, before he got out of camera shop. So this kid can do it all. But Mason, again, we talked about Colin Brown and getting some time to throw. Needs to be able to get the ball out there to his one of his favorite receivers, which is Alec Dardis, who actually broke one for about 60-plus yards last week, I believe.
Yeah, Dardis has been really hot this week, or really hot this last couple weeks. Last week, 5 receptions, 99 yards, and a touchdown. So him, Brown, and the offense have really been heating up the last 2 or 3 games here as they've been getting on this, I guess you would call it a win streak if they win tonight. But
well, two in a row, that's nothing to shake a stick at. Somebody's going home, though, tonight, with another league loss, which is not going to be good for either team, talking about this time of year. In the playoffs, I've got the playoff man right next to me, but in the playoffs, you need to go ahead and start beating your league teams, especially the league teams with good records. And this game, hopefully, for both teams will give them plenty of points as they'll continue to either win going down the road. But we're talking about, you had said earlier, one's at 9 and one's at the 12 slot. Both of them are outside looking in. They got to start putting things together.
Yeah, and it looks like kicker Eric Rios and the rest of the Big Blue are getting ready to kick off to the Mason Comets here on a lovely Friday night.
We were talking before the game started. I like those old Dallas Cowboy-looking helmets Hamilton used to have. Not that the ones they have are bad now.
Comets return it up the side to about the 25-yard line there.
That was a good job, whoever handled that ball.
That looked to be number 8, Cameron Ashurst on the return there, able to get the ball up into reasonable starting position here for the Comets, and looks like we'll probably see right away whether we're going to get the good Colin Brown or the bad Colin Brown for the Comets.
Well, hopefully the good Colin Brown. We're here with this good weather.
Brown starts off in the shotgun. Spread look. Handoff right over for about 6 yards. And that was to Nolan McCormick, the junior running back, as we get the starters here.
Yeah, there's a good look at Comets. Big offensive line. These guys are big. Now, this is their first full season, all of them playing together as a unit. I think that's what took them time to tune up. And there you see some of the skill players. Dardis we talked about earlier, and, of course, McCormick leading the rushing attack.
Brown's going to drop back. Oh, just tries to get the ball out there to Brett Wexelblatt, was the intended receiver there. Couldn't hang on to it, and it's going to be third down here for the Comets.
Brett, it hit you in the wrong spot, right in the hands. Let's take a look at Hamilton's defense here.
And Hamilton has some impact players. I mean, Jaden Marshall had 13 tackles and a sack last week, so he's definitely a guy that the Comets are going to have to key in on, or Brown could be on his back in the backfield.
Yeah, we got to account for him in the blocking assignments, and he basically roams all over the field.
Brown gets rid of it.
Wexelblatt.
Yep, he'll hang on to it that time.
See, this time when Wexelblatt makes the break, watch it here, Greg. When he makes his break, his hands are out in front of him, and his fingers are open. So he corralled it with his hands. He didn't let the ball come into him. He went out and got the ball. Great catch, Comet first down.
Real nice to see him get to the line to gain. You see that with a lot of people. They'll come out short. Mason, now another 1st and 10, the 36-yard line. And it looks like McCormick will get stuffed there right at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 there.
Yeah, he was lucky to get that one because he had to stretch out to get that one. That was a great surge by the defense.
Now McCormick in his last game, 16 rushes, only 63 yards. So you're looking at about 4 yards a carry there. I'm sure the Comets would like to see a little bit of an improvement. Brown's going to look for a little screen pass over here to the corner.
He got the block. That was all predicated on the block. I mean, it always makes me nervous when they throw the ball laterally like that, as you'll see it here in the replay. But McCormick does a good job of getting his hands on it and letting the blockers get in front of him, but look who's after tracking down, number 24.
Yeah, that's number 24, Ryan May, 6'1" junior. And it looks like maybe a little bit of wildcat here out of the Comets.
Yeah, Dardis did that a couple times last year. It didn't fool anybody that time, though.
Yeah, McCormick will be taken back for a big loss here. And that'll bring up 4th down here for the Comets.
Yeah, and Brown's the kicker, so he'll just either drop back or drop way back because he's the punter. That's another thing the Comets early in the season had a little struggle with was their punting game. Basically just getting good quality kicks out of their punter and him getting plenty of time to kick. Let's see if he can improve upon that. He's one of those rugby-style kickers where he'll sprint to one side and then knock the ball loose.
And we'll get our first look here at Keyshawn Stevens as he's back to return the kick, but they'll just let it bounce. A little bit of a Comet roll, and it looks like the Big Blue will take over from their own 28-yard line.
It's a pretty decent starting position. Again, you never want to give a league opponent decent field positions. Comets, again, struggling a little bit with execution, shoot themselves in the foot. Let's see if their defense can hold up here and be ready for a steady diet of Mr. Stevens here, folks, number 6.
See Coach Mahan over there, first year head coach coming over here from Little Miami, so it's his first year at Hamilton. Kind of switching the way they're playing here, more of a spread instead of the usual option that they were running last year. Quarterback Quincy Sims-Mitchell will take it. Flip it right out to Stevens.
Nice job of tracking him down there, though.
Looked like maybe a yard on that as you take a look at the Hamilton Big Blue offense here. Of course, Keyshawn Stevens is the one to look for, but Quincy Sims-Marshall was kind of an option quarterback last year, but has thrown the ball quite a bit more this year, threw it 12 times in the win last week over Oak Hills.
Great job by the Comets of not letting him get outside. They stopped him for no gain.
Be a little fake jet sweep there. Marshall, nice. completion over there to Stevens for about 11 yards.
Yeah, I don't know if that was designed that way, Greg, or not, but they actually had 2 guys in the general area. As you see, good job of keeping his shoulder square and just delivering a feather out there. But you can see both guys right there by the sideline. Stevens, though, pulled it down good enough for a Hamilton Big Blue first down.
Stevens is a guy that can catch the ball, has 12 receptions on the year, and can certainly take it a long way. So someone they're going to want to pay attention to in both the run and the pass game. Deep pass up there. Oh, and it is caught.
That's a nice throw.
Believe that is number 13, Darren Bowling for the Big Blue.
The only thing I'll give Sims a little grief on that one is he watched his receiver all the way down. But I tell you what, Mr. Bowling got down there pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time Sims got back and planted his back foot, Bowling had his guy beat by 2 steps.
Well, now Hamilton quickly flipping the field as there's a little jet sweep out there. And that goes to number 2, Caleb Johnson. Looks like close to another Hamilton first down as we take a look at the Mason Comets offense. Big one to look for right here, right in the middle. Number 44, Jack Hagledge, the U.S. Naval Academy commit for the Comets.
Jackson Orlando's been playing big in the last couple of weeks as well, Greg. So those linebackers, again, they're supposed to make all the plays. The guys in the defensive line are supposed to plug it all up so they can sort through the ball carriers. Just like that, Jack.
Handoff right up the middle, but just not a lot of room there for Stevens in the middle of that Mason defense.
Look who's getting off of the bottom, Jack Hagledge, number 44.
1st and 10, Big Blue.
Still good enough, though, for a Big Blue first down, Greg. They're going to slow him down here.
Hamilton getting close to entering the red zone here at about the 21.5-yard line. They'll start 1st and 10, and Mason's going to have to make some moves if they don't want to go down early in a big lead game for both teams.
Nice throw.
Sims Marshall just a little out. Oh, Caleb Johnson trying to fight for a few more yards, but he'll pick up a couple there. 2nd down and about 7.
Yeah, again, he just goes out, just feathers one out there. Left his receiver a little bit out to dry, but no big deal. That might set something up where they're going to pump fake that and then send that guy long. So keep an eye on that. That's why you usually throw those shorter throws like that early.
A little bit of motion for the Big Blue. They'll run that jet sweep again, and Mason is not fooled at all by that Caleb Johnson jet sweep, and it'll be 3rd down for the Big Blue.
Number 80 on that one. I don't have my roster handy, but boy, he was out there quick for the Comets.
Yeah, that was Nick Molinari. So had a sack last week, and big tackle for loss there for the Comets.
Great job of holding the edge there, Nick. Big 3rd down for the Comets.
3rd down and 9 here for Hamilton. Just outside the red zone. Mason's going to have to come up with a big play here. Deep throw right over the head of the defensive back. And wow, what a catch and what a throw. Catch there by Kevin Burnett for a Hamilton Big Blue first down.
Yeah, 1st and goal. I mean, look at this. He looks right, and then he comes back in center. See, that time he looked outside, and then he quickly glanced inside and caught the runner running the post route, and he just threaded the needle right there. That's a nice throw.
Hamilton now knocking on the doorstep of the end zone here. Just halfway through the 1st quarter here in Friday Night Football on ICRC-TV. Hamilton looking to take early command of this game. Stevens in the Wildcat.
Yeah, who's going to stop me? I'm going to get the ball. Who's going to stop me?
And they're going to call a touchdown there as Stevens gets wrapped up but is able to reach out the ball.
That's why he leads the league in touchdowns, ladies and gentlemen. Back there by himself, takes the snap, says, okay, come get me. Come get me. Look, he's swatting guys off of him. He may have reached over in time before his knee went down. But a guy working that hard, you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Orlando, number 13 out there, almost was able to stop him there, but just the last second. On the kick now, Eric Rios, the senior for Hamilton. And he will put that one right through.
All right. So Hamilton did a great job in their first series, Greg, just carving their way down the field. I like the way they mix it up, run, pass, run, pass, run, pass. But, you know, when it got to be money time, who got the ball?
Stevens. It really did look like quarterback Quincy Sims-Marshall seemed to really have good command of the offense on that drive.
Yeah, you know, it's week 6. Week 6 of Ohio high school football season. I mean, all the errors that you have, all the miscues that you have earlier in the year, if you want to make the playoffs, you got to make sure that you've corrected all those things now and start making the push for the playoffs. I mean, that's why these young men play these games. Not only does
you can see the Mason coaches taking a look with some of the players on what happened the last drive. Brady Camello, one of the cornerbacks, taking a look with some of the Mason coaching staff under Coach Brian Kastner. Brios out here for the kick, fielded at about the 9-yard line. Reversing field here, breaking a tackle, breaking another tackle. Oh, and getting up to about the 25-yard line. Iverson Borders there on the return. Looked like he ran about 40 yards there for an extra 10 or 15.
You know what? Iverson's just used to getting his hands on the ball again, played a lot of defense the last couple of years. Hey, when he started to make that wide cut, I'm thinking, uh-oh, because some of the better athletes for Hamilton are out there in the corner. But I was impressed. He got the corner and almost got around it and got a decent return. So
Mason once again starting from about the same position at the 25-yard line. Had to punt last time after picking up just one first down. Brown will hand it off to McCormick, and once again, just not a whole lot of room for Nolan McCormick.
Yeah, again, Hamilton doing a great job of packing the edges. And you can see there's 3 guys at the point of attack, middle linebacker, right end, and the Mike linebacker that time.
Yeah, and you look at some of these linebackers for Hamilton, they lead the entire league in tackles in Luke Mattia and Jaden Marshall. So definitely guys that don't mind hitting someone and making a couple tackles. Mason in a trips look here. Brown's just going to hand it off again. McCormick fighting for yards, but still looks like only about a gain of 2 there for him.
Okay, I'm going to put that one on Nolan McCormick. There was a seam on the inside, and he cut that thing outside. I think he has a tendency to try to break things outside a little bit too quick. Let's see if he can get through a hole and then cut it through to the outside.
Mason, a real big third down here early in the game, 3rd and about 7 for him. Oh, and it looks like the ball gets dropped, and Mason will just have to jump on it. McCormick, some sort of miss there. Didn't know if it was an RPO or just a straight handoff, but
That brings up a 4th down and 11.
Yeah, it just looks like Brown never really had the ball clean, which McCormick didn't really get the ball clean. And I'm wondering, Greg, you're down by 7, 3rd and 10, and you run the same play 3 times in a row.
you got to wonder if there's some sort of issue that they have with throwing the ball, maybe something that they see. Left-footed punt of Brown. Looks like it'll go out of bounds. We're going to mark it at the 38-yard line, so still pretty good starting field position here for Hamilton. And oh, no, they're actually going to mark it at about the 44 up here.
Yeah, again, they usually go down and then work their way back just to calibrate where it went out. All right, so the Comets, again, digging themselves a hole with 3:24 to go.
And Hamilton coming out, I mean, starting real good field position, but based on the last drive, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really look like it matters where they're starting with the way they moved down the field on the last drive.
Well, let's see if the Comet defense can stiffen up a little bit here.
Looks like a little check with me with the coach. Coach Mann, as we mentioned, a first-year head coach coming over from Little Miami. Big Blue 1-9 last year, already 3-2 this year, so already some waves being made. Marshall with the little option keeper. He'll get a couple of yards there, and it'll be 2nd and about 8 here for Hamilton.
Nice patient run that time. Just, taking what the defense is going to give him, doesn't try to cut it up too quick. Waits for his blockers to get hats on people and then just squeezes his way and gets what he can out of it. That's a quality 3-yard carry.
Now 2nd and 7 for Hamilton. Stevens back there just slightly offset with the quarterback. Run another option.
Don't let him get the corner. Good job of stringing him out.
Stevens still able to pick up a few yards on the play. Looks like a gain of maybe 5 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and about 2 here for Hamilton.
Great job by Blake Aaron of coming up, though, and cleaning that thing up. Not letting him really beat him out to the edge, because if he turns that corner, he could be gone.
3rd down here and 4. Big play for the Comets here if they're going to want any chance to get the ball back in decent field position. And it looks like it'll be a jet sweep. No, a keeper. Sims Marshall will get it up the sideline for a big gain. Oh, as he tumbles into the kicking net. Thankfully, he looks okay.
What a great job of deception, though. He stuffed it in there, pulled it out. I mean, that was, they had everybody fooled. And even our cameraman followed the jet sweeper. Sims Marshall with a great run for another Big Blue 1st down. They're knocking on the door again inside the 30.
Unfortunately, a little bit of a tumble there, but looks to be okay, and sure is more than happy with the big gain. About 20 yards there on that run. Marshall with the, looks to be the gold Nike cleats on at the bottom. Oh, and there'll be a flag on the play. Looks like maybe a false start here on Hamilton.
Yeah, I think he lined up and he had somebody covered up where he started off in the slot and the guy next to him was not back. So it's basically an illegal procedure penalty, not kick him back 5. Good fortune for the Comets. Those are some pretty cool gold cleats, though. Sims Marshall are wearing. Now that the sun's going down, we get to see the sparkle on them.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can see it all the way up here in the booth. As Hamilton now backed up a little bit, starting 1st and 15. Option look, Sims Marshall over the middle and wide open and in for the touchdown. Keyshawn Stevens again.
So they send Keyshawn in motion, right? Get him out there one-on-one with a guy on him that can't handle him one-on-one. Okay, I think he lined up outside. Anyways, usually with a running back, you're going to send a backer out there to cover on him. They may have stretched it and dropped the safety on him, but this kid does nothing but score touchdowns. And that's what he did. Nice job by Hamilton.
Eric Rios out for the extra point And they'll make it 14-0 here with just about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Visitors, Hamilton up 14-0 with 2 quick scores, both by the GMC touchdown leader, Keyshawn Stevens.
All right, and the Comets have really not offered much resistance. You know, they can snuff out the running plays, but Hamilton's offensive coordinator is doing a great job of, when they're running pass plays, they're running play-action pass plays. So the defensive backs are basically freezing, and the receivers, specifically the running backs and the wideouts on Hamilton, are getting basically that extra half step on them. And they're just blowing right past them. I mean, we saw on that last touchdown catch, that gentleman was wide open.
Now, Steve, you take a look. Hamilton running a lot of motion around, especially on that touchdown play. What does that do to the defense when you see a lot of the motion in the backfield?
A lot of times, it's going to tell you exactly what type of coverage they're in. If a guy follows him, it's man coverage. If a guy doesn't follow him, it's a box zone type coverage. Then you can determine where your matchups are and who can be who. And go, Iverson!
And Iverson Borders with a few broken tackles and a nice return there. Catches the ball kind of over his shoulder, but able to work. And a look at the homecoming student section, the pink hole. Normally the student section at Mason known as the black hole.
But tonight they're in all pink.
Remembering a former student that had tragically passed away. There was a nice moment of silence before the game, and then all the students coming with their school cheer, dressed in pink. Hopefully something to cheer about.
Did he get him? Did he get it? Attaboy.
They're going to call a catch there, and that's number 80, Nick Molinari. Doesn't just play linebacker, but also a little bit of tight end there, as he'll come in with that catch.
Look at Brown's got time. He's in rhythm. He bounces 3 times, comes over the top, and just threads the needle. How about Molinari with the hands there, getting down, getting dirty, getting the rock. First down, Comets.
Comets now in Hamilton.
Oh, they set it up perfectly. Get him a block. Attaboy, Nolan.
Nolan McCormick going all the way down and reaching out for the touchdown. 47 yards, Nolan McCormick on the screen pass. Looked like Hamilton was not ready for that play, Steve.
Oh, and they set it up perfectly. They kept enough guys in scraping to make it look like they were beating them offensively. And McCormick with the ball in the open field does what he does best, gets to the end zone. Great job, great play, way to bounce back and answer by the Mason Comets. Uh-oh, is he coming back? Oh, we got a hold. I didn't see that laundry on the field.
No, I did not see the laundry on the field either.
Ball now spotted on the 43-yard line.
All right. Okay. So, we know they're capable of doing it now.
Negates a huge play here for the Comets, and now they'll have first and about 6 after the penalty from the 42. Handoff now. That's to number 33, Joe Longworth on the carry.
Joe Longworth, the ball carrier.
Getting McCormick a little bit of a breather after the long run that was unfortunately called back for the Comets.
Longworth more of the hammer guy. They like keeping him in between the tackles, and this kid will keep his pads low, keep his shoulders square, and just go blasting through those holes.
Able to pick up a nice gain there, about 5 yards on the carry. So second and short here for the Comets. Think they take a shot here, Steve?
I'd say pick up the first down first. Hamilton's pinning their ears back. They must have heard you.
Little out throw there to Brett Wexelblatt, his second reception of the night, and he'll pick up a first down here, as even with a little bit of the penalty earlier,
Great concentration by Wetzelblatt. As soon as he makes his turn, he's expecting the ball. Like I said, he's making the break. His hands are up above his waist. His fingers are open. He's ready to catch the ball when he comes out of his break. Great catch. Come on, Comets, keep it going here.
Comets, even with that penalty, are still driving somewhat into Hamilton territory. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Oh, Brown kept it.
Quarterback
Go, Colin!
Colin Brown, and absolutely no defenders for Hamilton out there. And Brown pretty much just can walk into the end zone there. And we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, Steve. I don't see any yellow laundry, but
folks, this is how you do the run-pass option. As soon as the defensive end commits, you yank it out, and Brown knows exactly what to do. Uh-oh, it looks like he might have gingerly twinged something, scoring that touchdown. Hopefully he's okay.
Brooks Curran on for the extra point, and that's good for the Comets as they'll have their first response of the night, bringing the score back to 14-7 Hamilton. And
in week 1, 2, or 3, Greg, that type of mistake would have haunted the mistakes the Comets made early would have haunted that Comet team. Now they're tough enough, they've seen enough, they've practiced enough, they can overcome those. Let's take another look at that nice touchdown play. Folks, here's a clinic on how to run the run-pass option.
You look at the defensive lineman, Pratt, just going after the running back, and the keeper for Mason for a long touchdown, a 30-yard run there for Brown, and Comets are back in this one.
Yeah, and Brown's perfectly capable of doing that. He didn't do. Mike Crotty and I, who usually call these games with, we didn't think he was doing enough of that earlier in the season. Probably trying to be a little bit unselfish. And again, let's do what's best for the team. If it's there, you take it, son.
Kick is off the bounce there. A little bit of a dangerous field there by Khalil Sewell, but he'll get the ball up, and nice field position here for Hamilton.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, yeah. He got a Sunday bounce on that one, though. Great job, though, coming up with the ball cleanly, and a nice return again. Hamilton starting out above the 30-yard line.
Hamilton in decent field position here, 1st and 10. So far for Hamilton, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. So we'll see if they'll keep up that kind of offensive efficiency here on their 3rd drive. Sims Marshall looks to be changing the play there. A little bit of a check with me with the coach before the snap. And a deep pass. Oh.
That's offensive right there. That's offensive interference. He shoved off on the defender. I mean, even I can call that from here.
Sims Marshall looking for Burnett right away, but there was a flag right down there as soon as the ball was caught. Burnett almost chucking the guy out of the way in order to get up there.
Pass interference, Hamilton.
Hey, is Burnett wearing some type of tail?
I've been wondering that the entire night.
That's not a towel. That looks like some type of tail.
He's got a red and white, what looks to be a tail, and you can see it on the bottom of your screen here. Pistol formation, 1st and a long way here as Mason's able to.
Great job. Great tackle on that side.
Keep the ball in a decent area. It'll still be 2nd and very long here after the penalty for Hamilton as we come in under a minute in this 1st quarter. You can take a look there.
Now that might be a towel of some sort, but where he's wearing it, that looks like a tail.
Not quite sure the reasoning for it. Maybe fashion, maybe something else, but certainly an interesting look out there as it's 2nd and 23 here for Hamilton.
It is October.
Handoff up the middle to Caleb Johnson, and he'll get a little bit of the yards back, but still 3rd and very long for Hamilton if they want to continue this drive.
Good job by Ryan Kaplinger of tracking him down and keeping him from running that corner.
Well, we'll be right back here in just a minute. End of the first quarter. We've got a good one, folks. Hamilton 14, Mason 7. We'll be right back here on Friday Night Football on ICRC-TV.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Ooh.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
All right, we're back for the beginning of the second quarter, starting fast and furious. Pass looked to be tipped at the line there. As we mentioned, number 44, Jack Hagledge there on the play, and he's kind of that guy that's all over the place for the Comets.
Hey, you know, they say if you can't get to the quarterback, knock the ball down. That's exactly what Big Jack did that time. Great job. Great stop by the Comets.
Now it'll be 4th down here for Hamilton as they'll have to punt for the first time tonight. Justin McCullough serves as the punter. He'll get a high one out there that'll bounce, and
nice Mason bounce.
yeah, it looked like it took about a half Mason bounce and then rolled right out. So Mason will start with their best field position of the night, starting at their own 41 with an opportunity to tie up this game after it looked just a couple minutes ago like they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, you know, I really like the way that they came out. Even after that penalty, they bounced right back. They mixed up the different play calls. Great job of offensive execution. And, hey, man, Colin Brown ran the run-pass option to perfection and scampered in from about 35. Great job.
Brown, not exactly known as a runner, only averaging about 2 yards per rush this year, but he certainly helped out the average on that one. McCormick bouncing to the outside, and wow, he'll get about 8 or 9 there. Set up 2nd and short here for the Comets.
Comets did a great job of the zone block that time. They're getting out there, getting hats on guys. McCormick's letting them establish their blocks and then twisted it around the corner. Nice run. Now this is where you can open up the playbook a little bit. You got 2nd and short, and you're on this side of midfield.
We'll see what they do here. Little pitch outside. And not a whole lot for McCormick, but just enough to keep the chains rolling, and another first down here for the Comets.
But the idea behind that is the best offensive minds run plays thinking 2 plays behind. Okay, if this works, this will set up this, or this will set up that. So that quick pitch, that's the first time we've seen that one tonight. It's usually been a handoff where Brown comes back and hands it off inside. Let's see if that's going to set something else up on the play action.
We'll see now 1st and 10 for the Comets at the Hamilton 46. Another hand up off the middle, but cut back by McCormick, and play that looked to be going almost nowhere. At least a few yards there for McCormick.
Well, what I like is he got through the hole and then he broke it out. So now, again, nice job where they've got 2nd manageable. Now they're bringing in the hammer Longworth, giving McCormick a break. You know, in week 2, McCormick severely twisted an ankle. It's good to see him back running hard. I haven't seen him, the Comets, since week 2.
Yeah, he missed a few games in there, but came back last week, 16 carries, and then is certainly getting his share of the load today as a quick pass out there to Nick Molinari. It's his second catch of the night. That one not quite as acrobatic as the first one, but it's a first down for Mason.
Yeah, and what I like is they're taking what the defense is giving them. See, Brown can get in great rhythm with those quick throws. And that one, again, if you're 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4, you throw a 5-yard pass, you look like a hero. You pick up the first down, you keep the chains moving.
Hamilton possibly bringing pressure here on first down.
Nice pickup by Longworth.
Brown under a little bit of pressure, but he will take off to blocking downfield, and big gain here for the Comets. About a 20-yard run here for Brown, and
I like it. Longworth placed that one block. He picked up that one blitzer that had the chance to get to Brown, and Brown saw that, read it, saw that the coverage was great downfield, and actually just gave what the defense gave him, which is a pretty good gainer down the left side. Great job. Another Comet first down.
Brown only 80 yards on the year coming into this game, but so far 50 on his 2 long runs, and Mason has entered the red zone here with a chance to tie it.
Here he goes again. I like it. That's how you run the run-pass option.
And it looks like it's going to be another first down here for Mason.
I mean, look at this. So now, see, now you're setting up stuff. Now Brown keeps it himself, stretches the defense, leans forward, good for another Comet first down. Great job of executing by Colin Brown.
Mason bringing in the heavy package here with the fullback. Hand it right off to McCormick, and he looks like he stopped about a yard and a half short here for second down.
We'll get it 2 yards at a time.
Two big Colin Brown runs setting up a chance for Coach Kastner's team and the Mason Comets to be able to tie this one up at 14 here early in the second quarter. Fullback handoff to Jackson Orlando, and didn't look like he went anywhere there, and it'll be 3rd and short. At the bottom of the pile there, you see big number 78, Paul Rodriguez, booked as a 3-star recruit. He's getting some looks from some Power 5 programs, so definitely an important part of this Mason offense, covering the blind side for Brown.
At 6'5" and 300, wearing number 78. Come on. How could he not succeed? No, he's a great player. You saw it with that heavy hand wrap on him, like coming out of the bottom of that pile before. But yeah, way to go, Hamilton. So Hamilton, with an encroachment penalty, gives the Comets a few more inches to work with.
Yeah, you could see the jump right in the middle. Hamilton was trying to plead their case like they might have gotten drawn off by the Comets, but they saw that jump, and it'll be 1st and maybe about 6 inches here. They'll hand the ball off, and that'll be a touchdown there for Nolan McCormick.
Great response by the Comets. Great response.
McCormick with only his 2nd touchdown of the year, but definitely an important one for the Comets as they come just an extra point away from tying up this ball game.
Again, just keeping your pads low, following your blocker, getting in there.
Kick is up and good from Curran. So, coming up to the halfway point of the second quarter, after Hamilton came out fast with that big lead, Mason's tied it up. And what has Mason been able to do to get themselves back in this game after digging into an early hole?
Well, they've been patient on their offensive execution. The line has been sealing some guys off, but more importantly, Brown and McCormick, I think, on their runs are letting the line establish the blocks before they make their moves. They're letting guys get hats on guys before they commit to running this way or that way. They're reading the blocks a lot better, and really, they're hitting a couple of big plays, or at least opportune plays. They haven't put themselves in bad conditions. That you saw on that drive, it was always 2nd and 4 or 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 3. So they were really good at executing on first down and not putting themselves in the hole for desperation.
A deeper punt here for Kieran, and the last time was a little bit of a pooch punt, but he got that one almost all the way to the end zone, and that'll go for a touchback.
Yeah, he just got to cross that goal line here in high school football, and he got a little charge out of that. Those flags are pretty still down there, so that's a pretty good blast. But I like the way the Comets answered here. The offense is looking patient. Hey, let's talk about the defense. They've stopped Hamilton the last couple of times. So
yeah, obviously a big penalty dooming Hamilton their last time out, but certainly a confidence booster for the defense. If getting a few stops here in a row, it doesn't really matter how you get it.
Well, and they're not spending the bulk of the time during the quarter on the field. First couple of weeks of the season. Oh, and there's a mishap. Better get a
And Stevens.
Yeah, look who's got him. Look who's got him wrapped up. Wow. Mills. Quarterback just couldn't hang on to that. I mean, that's, looked like the hot potato there.
Yeah, Sims Marshall went right over his head. Stevens able to get the ball, but nowhere to go for him.
Yeah, well, as soon as Stevens tried to round the corner, there's big Jack Hagled's jumping on his back.
Loss of 6 there. Could have been a lot worse for Hamilton, but still second and a long way.
Just what the Comets need. Uh-oh. Good open field tackle.
Just a quick little dump off there to Caleb Johnson, and he'll get the yards that they lost back, plus maybe one or so more, and it'll be another 3rd and long for Hamilton here. This Mason defense really stepping up when they need to.
Kaplinger with a great job on an open field tackle. I mean, the guy caught the ball, but he dropped him right there where he caught it.
Impact player Keyshawn Stevens not in the backfield, at the far bottom of your screen.
Remember
next to Johnson.
Yeah, remember what they did the last time when they had him over there. They ran him on a power slant.
Trips out to the right, but it'll be a timeout here for Hamilton, their first of the half. Coach for Hamilton, Coach Nate Mahan, did not like the look of that, especially on a big 3rd down like this.
Yeah, I mean, this, if you think about it, this is probably one of the most crucial drives or series in the game right now. Comets have come back and scored 14 unanswered and have come back to tie this game. Hamilton had a miscue on first down, lost a bunch of yards. Now they're struggling with a 3rd and long. If they have to punt here, their punter wasn't punting fantastically. They need to pick this up, or they're going to be in serious trouble where the Comets are going to get the ball again. We're assuming in pretty decent field position. So let's see what the Comet defense can step up and do here.
Looks like a change of plays here for Hamilton. They'll run a little jet sweep out, and nice open field tackle there. That looked to be number 32, Chase Vanell on that play with the jet sweep.
Now I'm wondering, Hamilton was doing so successfully earlier with the passing game. Basically the play action passing. I wonder why Coach May's not going back to that. Maybe he's only going to do that when he's past a certain yard marker. Oh, and there's the fake.
Fake punt there. Runs to the outside, and Hamilton picking up the first down plus a little bit more. Jaden Marshall back there taking the snap. Not their normal punter, but had been handling the duties today, and certainly able to pick up what's needed for the first down, and a little bit of trickery here to keep the Hamilton drive going.
Third and 5, you got an athlete back there. I mean, that's a great call. That's an exceptional call. Comets did not even anticipate that. Half the defense had their heads turned, waiting to hear the thump of the ball so they could go back and set up their blocking schemes.
Coming out of the pistol here, Sims Marshall will pitch it right out. And that'll be Johnson again for a gain of about 6. And Hamilton starting to move the ball. What kind of charge do you think that gives to an offense when you get one of those first downs off a trick play like that?
Well, you know, after overcoming a big boo-boo on first down, that's huge. They got new life now, and they haven't even handed the ball to Stevens in a while either. They've been feeding the other man, Johnson, quite a bit. I think they're trying to set him up for something.
Yeah, both of them back there, as it looks like Hamilton's in sort of a wishbone motion as they'll hand the ball off, but not quite to the first down line. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Nick Wadsworth does a great job of the read that time and just hooks on to Stevens and doesn't let him go, drops him short of a first down, and another big third.
3rd down and 1. Quincy Sims joined in the backfield by Stevens. Caleb Johnson out along with the 3 wideouts to the left, or to the right, excuse me. Hand up right off the middle. And what a move there by Stevens.
That, ladies and gentlemen, if we got that on tape, I want you to see exactly what a jump cut is. Jump cut. So in other words, you make that, you put that foot in the ground, do a scissor kick to change your momentum and shift your weight and blast through the hole. That's a nice job by that young man.
1st and 10 here at midfield for Hamilton after a drive that was continued by a fake punt on 4th down, and on that first play, looking for Stevens is Sims Marshall, but just a little too tall, and Mason able to knock the ball out, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Okay, here's my one knock on Marshall. Okay, you see, he shot-putted that ball down there. He didn't come over the top. He didn't throw it. He didn't roll off his fingertips. He basically threw that thing sidearm and didn't even get to extend his elbow. If he wants to deliver that ball in there, he's got to come over the top and let his fingertips drop down. Oh, look at Haglage reading and reacting and knocking some heads.
Haglage, the big linebacker, has seemingly been in on every other play there. Big play for the Comets to force 3rd and 10. And going back to Sims Marshall after we see this play here by Haglage. But going back to Sims Marshall, was an option quarterback last year. Not really expected to throw the ball too much, but under the new regime is expected to a little bit more. And not exactly the most comfortable passer.
All right, well, but look how he threw it this time. If we got it on the replay, he got his elbow up to his ear. He got it out. He got it off his fingers. I mean, he didn't shot put it. He didn't try to guide it in there. He stepped back and he let her rip.
Bowling there on the catch, but a little bit of laundry right in front. We're wondering, could have been another push off or maybe some contact by the defense.
And we're going to get a defensive holding penalty. Yep.
Yeah, they'll decline that and take that nice catch by Bowling, which got them 1st down anyways. And now Hamilton firmly in Mason territory, trying to take the lead here in this 13-13 game with just about 3 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
Comets could use a turnover here.
Handoff around the left side, but absolutely nowhere there for Caleb Johnson to go.
Look at Molinari holding this edge. I mean, again, I'm trying to stretch this thing out. Comets have seen that a couple of times. Molinari does a great job knocking him for a couple-yard loss.
Now second and a long way here for Hamilton, able to have gotten themselves out of quite a few of these situations so far. You know, first and 15, second and 15, but somehow able to get out of it the last few times. A deep throw down, and oh, looked like it was almost picked off, almost caught, and then just harmlessly flutters away.
Kaplinger did a good job of getting between the receiver and the ball, but son, either knock it down or grab it firm, because it almost trickled off of him. You'll see it here. That's a nice ball. It floats out there, but yeah, if you're gonna put your hands out, either catch it, knock it down, but don't let it go off the back of your hands.
And that was kind of the do-it-all linebacker, wide receiver, fake punter, Jaden Marshall there that almost got that for a big first down. It'll be 3rd and 13. Sims Marshall gets out of the pocket, but nowhere near a first down, and it'll be about 4th and 7, and this is kind of the no man's land. What do they do here, Steve?
You know, at this stage of the game, you're under 2 minutes to go. I think they're going to go for it. Because, again, you know, they've had the momentum for the last few minutes. I mean, you saw they did it with a fake. Now they're going to stretch the field. Watch them running a jet sweep here to the strong side.
And you can see on the short side is number 2, Caleb Johnson. He's been one of those that handles a lot of those speed sweeps, but also out there, Keyshawn Stevens.
Yeah, and they haven't gotten the ball to Stevens in a while, but if they get a one-on-one matchup with Stevens, look for him to again run that post pattern or to break it on the inside. And yeah, so they're going to go ahead and get a timeout to figure that one out. Hamilton will take it. But yeah, you got to think that they're going to try to do something to get one of their 3 top athletes basically in the open field and let them work to get the thing themselves.
Oh yeah, looking at the trenches over there, you can see that's number 74, Doug Farrell, with, looks like he's done a little bit of work in the trenches down there. About half of his M bin has been ripped off that helmet. Big play here for both teams, coming up on about 2 minutes here in the half. Very back and forth. Hamilton jumps out to a quick 14-0 lead, but Mason has responded to tie it up. Hamilton early on this drive, a fake punt from deep in their own zone to continue the drive, and now they've got another difficult 4th down here, 4th and 6 from about the 35-yard line. And it looks like they're keeping the offense back out there. Trips to the short side.
Big 4th down. Nice pick!
Intercepted there. That's number 31, Caden Evans, the 5'11" sophomore linebacker, coming up for a big play for the Comets. And they'll take over with 2 minutes to work.
Trying to get it to Stevens. Again, there's 1 of 3 guys the ball's going to there if the quarterback doesn't keep it. Great job of reading that, stepping in front of him, and making the play. Quarterback did not look off of him, though. As soon as he received the snap, he looked for Stevens to make the throw to him, and the defense did a great job of reading the quarterback's eyes. Let's go, Comets. March this thing down here.
Mason will take over from their own 28-yard line, hand the ball off to McCormick. And not a whole lot going there. You wonder how much more time the Comets can take running a long running game with under 2 minutes left. Do have all 3 timeouts, though.
Yeah, you got all 3 timeouts. The clock stops if you want to get ready to set. Clock stops in high school football on first downs until they get the chain set. So let's see if they can manufacture some offense here and try to get a chance for some points.
2nd down and 8 here. Rolling out is Brown, and that ball just a little bit outside the hands of Alec Dardis.
Yeah, but look who drilled Brown in the backfield. As soon as the ball got out of Brown's hand, he was eating turf. And the big dog, number 24, was right on him.
Yeah, Jaden Marshall there applying the pressure. Been saying his name quite a bit, acting as the punter, wide receiver, and linebacker for Hamilton. Mason, big momentum shift, getting the pick there on 4th down, but they're in a little bit of trouble of having to give it back to Hamilton with a 3rd and 8 already. Play action fake. Brown will just dump the ball down.
Oh,
and
nice step.
Broken tackle.
Nice step through.
Nick Molinari, who's been Brown's favorite target so far today, able to break some tackles and get through for a 1st down.
Molinari did a great job of throwing a stiff arm and just rounding the corner. Great job by the Comets, just shy of midfield. They still got plenty of time, Greg.
Minute 18 left here as the Comets approach midfield. Brown looking to pass. Oh, but not quite able to get out of the long arms of linebacker Dylan Lee.
Lee does a great job of not buying the fake of Brown. He just locks in on his waist and hooks him up. Brown almost strong enough to shake him off, but unfortunately he gets knocked down for a couple of yard loss for the Comets. They still got, again, you're in 4-down territory here. They still got 3 more downs to pick it up and try to get into position to at least for a field goal, if not break a long one, which we've seen Colin Brown do a couple times tonight, Greg.
Yep, timeout here for the Comets with just over a minute left in the 2nd quarter. Steve, this could be a humongous drive here for the Comets if they can get any sort of points right before halftime. Hamilton does get the 2nd half kickoff.
Yeah, and that's, you don't want, you want to come back and at least have a lead on them, because they're going to get a chance to adjust at halftime and test everything that they're adjusted to by having the ball first. So you would rather put more pressure on them having to do that while they're trailing. That's a decent screenplay, but
looked to be a little screenplay out to Wexelblatt. So it'll be 3rd and about 12 here for the Comets. Comets getting set quickly, looking for the play as we come under 50 seconds.
Yeah, they just need to use as much of that 20-second clock as they can. And what happened now?
Looks like a timeout just before the snap by Hamilton. That is their 3rd and final timeout, so possibly something that they did not like out there, so they'll take their final timeout of the half.
Yeah, something going on where they didn't like the matchup they had or something, or again, it could have been an equipment problem, who knows. But yeah, the Comets, be nice for them to go ahead and apply a little bit more pressure by at least putting themselves in the opportunity to get points, Greg, because again, if Hamilton gets the comeback and they're all even and come back with the advantage of getting the ball first in the 2nd half, they'll get to see how they can make their adjustments. And it's always nice to make those adjustments on the offensive side and not be trailing. A lot less pressure. That, my friends, is an October moon. Beautiful sky tonight. What a great night, though, huh, Greg?
Yeah, just fantastic. I mean, with all the heat that we've got the last few weeks, it's nice to finally have a fall night in October.
I think my lawn just went, My brown lawn, that is.
3rd down here for the Comets.
Step
Brown
up.
looking deep
Get
down
it
the
there.
field.
Yeah.
And that'll be a catch. And a little bit of a stumble, but still able to get almost to the 10-yard line. That's Jack Cooper on the catch. First catch for him tonight. The 6'6" senior for the Comets. He's a big target out there.
Yeah, big basketball player. Coop, nice grab. Comets are in business now, plenty of time. Great job by Brown of getting the rock out there to him.
Just 30 seconds left. Brown looking left towards the back of the end zone.
What a catch!
What a catch there by number 16, Wexelblatt. There is a flag on the play, but
let's see how it goes. I think that was Dardis in the corner. However, let's see what call he gets. I thought it was Dardis, number 18, myself. Or was it Wexelblatt?
It was Wexelblatt, who you can see makes a little adjustment. Yeah, number 12, James Turner on. They're trying to stop him from scoring there, but just never turns around, and you get a flag there pretty much every time.
Well, I tell you what, great concentration by Wexelblatt as the kick goes through. Great concentration by Wexelblatt on concentration with a guy in his face. I mean, the guy's right in his grill. He reaches over, he makes the catch. Comets come roaring back. They're on top. Let's look at both of those plays, the setup and the score. Look at Brown, does a great job of stepping up, gets it out to Big Jack. Big Jack, and that blade of grass reached out there and grabbed it, didn't it, Jack? But again, Brown does a great job of keeping the play alive with his feet and delivers an absolute strike to Wexelblatt. And I can't say enough about Wexelblatt. A guy in his grill, and he reaches over him to make the catch. This shows this Comet team's got character, folks.
You can see a little bit easier to make that catch when you're 6'4", though, right, Steve? You can see Comets starting to feel it, starting to get that momentum.
Right.
You know.
It's homecoming week, man. They got to get fired up.
So as you can see, Comets actually took that penalty on the kickoff, so they're kicking it off from the Hamilton 45.
Hey,
so.
Don't be too surprised if they pooch it and try to get on it. Again, this is where you want to try to kick the ball about 12 yards and let one of your own guys run underneath it. Nah, he's just going to let her rip, tater chip, and blast that thing through the end zone.
So Hamilton down 7. Definitely behind the 8 ball here. Do get the ball to start the second half. Do you think you just kneel it and take it in, or do you try to take one shot? No timeouts, though, for Hamilton.
Well, I mean, okay, so put the ball in the hands of Stevens. I mean, you're going to do that anyway, right? Safe play, but just go ahead and let him try to run something off tackle. Look at the Comets. Comets going into a preventive package right now, where they're going to basically run like a 4-1-2-4, if you will.
And Sims Marshall will just take the knee to end the first half here as we wind down. Big end of the half here for the Comets. Down 14-0 early. Storm back for a 21-14 halftime score.
Great job on homecoming weekend. Bend, don't break. Defense came back, held strong. Defense stepped up big, but hey, offense is finally executing. Let's go, Comets.
And one more half of play here to go, but so far an exciting game back and forth, and hopefully we've got another good half ahead of us, Steve. At the half, Mason 21, Hamilton 14. We'll be back right after the halftime here on ICRC-TV.
score, we're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like that?
Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We save homes and restore pride. We are people working cooperatively. Our typical client earns less than $14,000 annually and cannot afford the critical repairs they need to safely live at home, where they desperately want to be. Our services truly change lives, one repair at a time. Our professionally trained staff, along with 25,000 volunteer hours annually, has provided more than 280,000 services for low-income, elderly, and disabled homeowners in our communities. Every service makes an impact. Homes we service have an increased sales price of 10%, and even the value of surrounding homes increase upwards of 3%. Our energy conservation services save clients an average of $300 a year. These total savings from all customers equals over $200,000 in outstanding energy bills paid. With safer living environments, almost 50% of our clients reported improved health, and many are seeking medical attention less frequently. By living healthy at home, over $54,000 in state and federal funds can be saved annually for each client that does not need to move to assisted living. PwC's impact is more than just dollars and cents. Stable homes create stable families, which means children who are moving less frequently can achieve higher academic success. We are an investment in the future. More people living safely in their own home paints a brighter future for everyone, but we can't do it alone. We need your help to continue to build a brighter future for the entire community. Give back and get involved at pwchomrepairs.org.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
And welcome back to Friday Night Football here on ICRC-TV, coming at you from Dwire Field at Atrium Stadium here in Mason, Ohio. Greg Miller back with Steve Parker here for the second half. So far in the first half, Mason 21, Hamilton 14. Steve, quite a first half, and hopefully the second half to live up to those expectations.
Yeah, if you want to look at the keys to the game, as we talked about early, you know, Hamilton was talking about getting the ball to Keyshawn Stevens. We haven't seen that so much, especially in the third or the last part of the second quarter. Play your best defense yet. Well, they got a couple of guys making some big plays, but really the Comets have hit them for a couple of quick, deadly, big plays. And of course, must-win mentality. Well, they're the number 9 seed looking in on the playoffs, and you know, a couple of flubs here and there, and Hamilton, you know, again find themselves trailing here at Mason. Now, for the Comets, we talked about, I mean, Colin Brown. I mean, keep him upright, keep him mobile, let him get working. So create some sort of offense and score. Well, Brown's doing that right now. They were the second lowest scoring offense in the GMC, so they're turning that around tonight. Cut down or track down Keyshawn Stevens. Like we said, we haven't seen him do much.
Well, at least in the second half here. I mean, you look at the first half for him, 2 touchdowns, but really in the second half, that defense has come together real nicely.
And Colin Brown, player to watch. That's his stats coming in to tonight. But again, you know, he's done more damage with his feet tonight, which is awesome.
Yeah, a touchdown rush and a touchdown pass for him as Curran for Mason kicks the ball out of the end zone for a touchback. Hamilton
Another touchback
starting
for
off with the ball, and there's number 5, Keyshawn Stevens. As we said, pretty big first quarter when Hamilton was getting out to that 14-0 lead with 2 early touchdowns, but Comets have really shut him down here in the second quarter, and that slowed down the entire offense for Hamilton.
And, you know, where Stevens goes, I think you'll see Jack Hagledge going, so keep an eye on that.
Hagledge, the linebacker, Naval Academy commit, big player there, and there's a big play for the Comets.
That was huge.
That's number 31, Caden Evans, and
upended by Caden Evans.
Hill upend Sims Marshall for pretty much no gain there, and 2nd and 10 for Hamilton as they look to tie back up this game. Mason with a very late touchdown, 21 unanswered points so far for the Comets.
What I like is that linebacker didn't follow all the motion. He stayed right with the quarterback, knocked him down for virtually no gain.
Stevens will get the ball behind. Yeah, Stevens will get the ball from Quincy Sims, and once again, nowhere to go. And 2 pretty good plays from the Comets here, and it looks like they've made their own second half adjustments and have really shut down Hamilton so far these first 2 plays.
Great job by the linebackers. Again, that's Hagledge and number 31, Caden Evans, just tracking down that young man, Mr. Stevens, and not letting him get up any momentum and get through those holes cleanly.
Tight formation here on 3rd and 8. See what they do here. Quarterback keeper here by Sims Marshall. He'll try to break some tackles, but Mason will wrap him up, and he was able to avoid a few potential tacklers, and looks like he lost his shoe there and not able to get the first down.
Again, that's Kaplinger with a great open field tackle. Ryan Kaplinger.
On the replay there, so just got him by the shoe tops and took off the shoe. Now, 4th and 3 from your own end zone. Looks like an obvious punting situation, but they have used the fake, and it looks like they're actually going to go for it here.
Stevens looking for the direct snap, or are they just trying to draw the defense off? Nope. They let the 40-second clock run down, tried to draw the defense off. So they called a quick timeout, I believe. Yeah, they did. So Hamilton using that first timeout here early in the 3rd quarter.
Very early, trying to keep that drive alive. If you weren't with us in the first half, Hamilton did have a fake punt on a 4th and 4. Jaden Marshall, the linebacker, wide receiver, punter for Hamilton, took it for about 10 yards into first down, but you got to think you can only really pull that trick once a game. Now Mason's back there waiting for it, and might be time for them to kick the ball away.
Yeah, if Comets do anything, they won't drop as many guys back to block for the punt receiver. As a matter of fact, look, coaching staff is not even going to send Alec Dardis, one of the normal punt receivers, back. They're going to go ahead and stay in a defensive stance, and if they're going to make it a quick kick, they're going to make it a quick kick.
Oh, and it's
wow. Did he get it?
Yeah, it's a direct snap to Stevens. He's able to break a tackle, and he'll just get across, able to stumble across after the missed tackle and get a first down for Hamilton.
I mean, again, that's a modified Wildcat. Look, he stopped in the backfield, but he keeps churning, keeps bucking, and throws his body forward and gets the first down. Huge first down for the Big Blue. They would have been really behind the 8 ball if they'd have turned the ball over there.
1st and 10 now for Hamilton from the 32-yard line. Quincy Sims back in there and back to throw. He'll take a deep shot.
That's a great catch.
And I'll have to check on that. I don't know if that was even Quincy Sims. That might have been Stevens back there, and that was a deep pass to Darren Bowling.
Let's see if we see it on a replay.
Yeah, that was Stevens back there.
Again, setting up for one thing, doing another. Nice throw, young man.
So a big throw there by the talented running back, Keyshawn Stevens, and now Hamilton has moved the ball into Mason territory. And they'll hand the ball right back off to Stevens.
Wow, look at that gang tackling. Haglage right there wrapping him around the waist as soon as he almost gets the handoff.
Haglage and Jackson Orlando. Jackson was recognized at halftime as one of the homecoming court and comes out in the second half and makes a big play along with Haglage.
I don't like to see that. That's one of the big guys, one of the guys doing the jobs in the trenches, and he's either got the wind knocked out of him or he's pretty much wincing in pain. And they're just going to let it calm down for a little bit. And he goes onto his back, so.
Yeah, you're hoping for the best, and as we try to figure out what's going on down there, we hope for the best for the young man down there. We'll throw it to break real quick. About 3 minutes into the third quarter, Mason 21, Hamilton 14 here on ICRC-TV and Friday Night Football.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
And we're back to action here at Dwire Field. Young man injured. Number 56 up and walking, so that's a good news for the Big Blue. As there's a quick snap and a little dump off to Stevens. He'll get the outside corner and get real close to a first down here. 3rd and maybe 1, as Stevens is able to take the screen pass and get a few yards there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great job of letting the defense pursue, getting it off to him. And again, we didn't have that fully queued up, but
3rd and 1 here. A little bit of action, but it'll just be a straight handoff to Stevens, and he will get more than enough for a first down.
Again, you know, he can pretty much, you know, when you need a yard and a half, he could be 3-on-1. He's going to split the defenders and pick up the first down. That kid's quite the athlete.
First and 10 here for Hamilton as they bring Stevens out looking for him. Oh, and he'll drop the ball there. Maybe looking to turn just before he could catch that. And when you saw Stevens go in motion, Sims Marshall had his eyes on him right away, but just could not come up with the catch.
That young man that came out before, number 56, Romelo Diablo. We haven't seen him come back in yet, but I believe he is standing up and trying to shake it off on the sideline. So not a lot of our training people around him right now, just letting him. He may have just got the wind knocked out of him. We hope that's all it was.
Yeah, we hope it's just a one drive thing and he can come back in. Sims Marshall will roll out again to the right, come back to the left.
Wow, nice read.
Barack Falk on Barack Falk there on the tackle.
Look at this. So Falk's going to go ahead and say, okay, you buy the motion and stuff. He stops and turns. Great job at tracking him down and dropping him for a couple-yard loss. Big third down here for the Big Blue.
And he got fooled on a jump cut by Stevens early in this game, but able to make the adjustment and keep Sims Marshall from really going anywhere. And it's 3rd and 12 here for Hamilton. Little dump out pass, but not a whole lot of room there for Caleb Johnson. And you wonder, are they going to keep the offense here, try to kick a field goal? Rios does have a 40-yarder last week, but it looks like they're going to keep the offense right out here and try to convert this.
Yeah, 4th and 9.
4th and 9.
Big set of downs here. And look who's coming out on the field, number 24. Heads up. He's in the slot, too.
Yeah, Marshall, the do-it-all. Pretty tough to miss him with those gold cleats, but a little dump off to Stevens makes a man miss, but he will be upended right at the 20, will be about 4 yards short, and the Comets will get the ball back after a nice defensive stop after giving up the early 4th down and letting him drive a little bit, but some good bend but don't break defense by the Comets there.
I love it here. You see 3 guys coming to the ball. 3 guys. Number 17 turns him in, 53, and the other gentleman there clean it all up. Great defensive stand by the Comets.
And that seemed like the Comets kind of learned from the last time where they had Stevens wrapped up, but they kind of let him, trip forward for a couple yards. They got him right up for no extra gain, and McCormick will get the first carry of the second half for the Comets. And
yeah, more north and south that time for McCormick. I think they might have talked to him at halftime. Hey, Hamilton did a decent job. I mean, they came out here and marched that thing straight down there and ate up a lot of clock, but come away empty-handed. Let's see if the Comets can respond and try to stretch this thing out.
Yeah, it took about half of the third quarter up, and Mason now has a chance to really put Hamilton on their back foot if they can put a long drive together and get some points out of it. McCormick running again, he'll break a tackle.
See, now that's what I mean. He gets through the hole and then cuts it out or cuts it in. That time, he got through the hole and circled it to the left. But he got through, read the block, and then busted it out.
Nice stiff arm there at about the 35, and that's about 20 yards on the first 2 carries of the second half for McCormick. So he looks fresh coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, it's good to see him healthy too. Made a big impact last year as a sophomore, and again, just good to see him healthy.
Brown will keep the ball and get about a yard there. The quarterback keeper was something that Comets really used to their advantage, but.
Okay, so Brown's helmet comes off. He's going to have to come out for a play.
Yeah, so going to be a quick quick little bit of movement here. Mason Mattingly coming into the game just for likely this one play, as Brown has to come out per OHSAA rules after the helmet comes off. He'll hand the ball right off.
Oh, and a great handoff, too, as McCormick takes it inside. How about the way McCormick's running now, huh? Great to see him healthy. And you know what? It's exactly what the Comets need now. Keep the ball away from the Hamilton offense. Slow, methodical drives, eat up the clock. But more importantly, when you get there, let's score some points. Let's stretch this thing out. Great run by McCormick.
Brown back in after his one-play hiatus, and he'll be in the shotgun with McCormick again, and it looks like they'll give it right back to him.
Oh, he got the edge. Wow. That's a great job of blocking by that right side.
Big hole over there for McCormick, and he'll get close to a first down over here.
Again, opens up the whole playbook now when you got second and short and you're on this side of midfield. A lot of things you can do. Do you go safe and run it inside? Do you want to go ahead and stretch the defense? Play action pass wouldn't be a bad thing from here either.
It looks like second and maybe a foot here, as they'll just hand it right back to McCormick, and he'll get a little bit of space again and rumble forward. What is that? About 5 of the first 6 plays have been carries to McCormick?
Hey, you know what? If it's working, keep it going. They're going to give him a blow now, so lightning's out. Here comes thunder.
They'll bring in the big back, Joe Longworth. We got a few carries in the first half.
Again, Joe, one of those guys that really goes hard in between the tackles. He's a nice change of pace of McCormick. McCormick's one of those guys that'll pick the angles and try to break everything outside. This guy, they just go and thunder through.
We'll see if he gets the ball here on first down. No, it'll be a pass out to the right side.
I like it.
And that'll be a catch by the big man, 6'6" Jack Cooper. Cooper, of course, had the big reception in the first half, and another one for his second catch of the day.
Again, Jack doing all the right stuff, man. Looking for the ball. When he makes the break, his hands are up, his fingers are open. He's got those big mitts at 6'6", pulls it in, does a great job of leaning forward, picking up another Comet first down.
Comets really methodically moving the ball down the field, but just a lot of long runs, so it's been only 3 minutes, and they're already almost in the red zone here. Hand the ball off to Longworth, and
see what I mean? He had a lot of room on the outside. Nah, let me find somebody to hit. Let me stick it to somebody. Come here, Mr. Safety. You see Mr. Longworth. He gets through the hole cleanly, does a good job of protecting the rock, and now he's looking for somebody to thump on. I'm not going to run past anybody. I'll run through you, though.
Tough tackle there, but able to pick up the needed yards. I mean, 2nd and 1 here for the Comets, and again, a lot of 8 and 9 yard plays on first down. They'll just hand it right back off to McCormick, and not a whole lot of room, but more than enough for the first down. And Mason will start at about the 11-yard line.
And how about the job that the offensive line's doing right now? These guys are basically just, Hamilton's been on the field now, I want to say, counting the second quarter and most of the third quarter here, they've probably been their defense probably been on the field about 65-70% of the time. They're starting to get a little bit tired, and this Mason offense, especially them big guys, those big tackles leaning on them, starting to wear them down. Great job.
Yeah, looks like a quick substitution for Hamilton, but offensive line has really bullied Hamilton, and it's kind of taking control of this game. McCormick.
That's a great job by one of those linebackers just sniffing it. McCormick no sooner got the ball than he had a guy hanging around his waist.
That's the D lineman Jordan Jones for Hamilton, coming up to make a big play in the backfield, and now 2nd and 12 for the Comets. Can get a first down here, but not a whole lot of room down here. Can only get a first down at the 1-yard line.
Okay, now look for him to get the ball to one of their playmakers. Look for Dardis to work his way open.
Dardis only 1 catch so far today, but we'll see what he can do. A deep throw to the end zone.
Wadsworth again.
And it is Wexelblatt again.
Wexelblatt, yeah, look at him.
His 2nd touchdown catch of the night.
I tell you what, I can't wait to see that one on replay. Great job of stretching the defense. Dardis took the safety stayed with Dardis, and Wexelblatt basically worked across the seam. And great job of looking right and then throwing back by Colin Brown. Hey, folks, how you enjoying the Colin Brown show tonight as the Comets go up by 14?
And the extra point is good, and Mason now up 28-14, taking total control of this game on Colin Brown's 3rd touchdown pass, Brett Wexelblatt's 2nd reception touchdown, and Mason once down 14-0, what seems like forever ago. Now scored 28 unanswered points. You see the little play action pass.
And look at it. I mean, he puts it where only his guy's going to get it. If his guy doesn't get it, nobody else is going to get it. Great job of leading the receiver. Good job of looking him off and then coming back to him and looking on the inside and delivered an absolute strike.
Wexelblatt coming into the game, only 15 receptions on the year. No touchdowns, already has about 5 and 2 touchdowns so far tonight as that kick goes through the end zone. And now, I mean, Hamilton's going to have to put it on Keyshawn Stevens' back. Something's going to have to happen, or this game's going to be pretty much over for Hamilton.
Well, what I don't understand, Greg, and we talked about it earlier in the first half, is they were doing a great job of mixing run, pass, and they weren't throwing the long passes like they've tried the last few downs. They were throwing some of the intermediate, the inside stuff, the 5-yard quick hitters. Now it looks like they're trying to stretch the field. They need to go back to what worked for them in the first half, which is a couple of jet sweeps to stretch the defense and a couple of quick pop passes.
It looks like a fake jet sweep to Stevens. They'll get it out to number 2, Caleb Johnson, but that Comet defense has really been surrounding the ball here in the second half.
Well, I'm telling you right now, the Comet defense has been watching their films. They see who the playmakers are, and they're better athletes. And that's a nice tip.
Yeah,
actually,
Barack Falk, who made the nice play on the last drive, did get his hand on that ball.
Yeah, so Falk with a great job of getting up there, but they're putting athletes isolated out with their athletes, and Comets are doing a great job of supporting each other and making gang tackles on some of these guys that you're expecting to get the ball from Hamilton.
2nd and 8 here as they'll do a wide handoff to Stevens.
So Stevens works his way back there, and look at Falk. Falk's out there waiting for him.
You can see as we wind down the last few seconds of the third quarter, it's going to be a long 3rd down for Hamilton as we take it to the end of the third quarter. Mason getting the lone touchdown of quarter number 3, and at the end of 3, Mason 28, Hamilton 14. Oh, wow, a little bit of controversy here. Mason starting to run off, Hamilton trying to run a play.
Yeah, the quarter was over.
But the referee has called the end of the quarter, so they're going to go back to their respective sidelines and switch sides here for quarter number 4.
Did he call the end of the quarter, or did he call a timeout for Mason? I think they might have to put the time back on the clock.
And it looks like they might here. Right now the clock says 30 minutes. I'm going to assume that's not correct, but maybe 3 seconds. Coach Kastner
is saying that the clock was run out. The clock had run out.
Pretty irate there, all the way on the field, telling his team to.
So if they took a timeout, then they're going to go ahead and take the timeout.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to put 3 seconds back on the clock. Kastner trying to get an answer from the referee out there. Does not look happy with the decision. I don't know if they called a timeout now. They're taking both teams off the field. All right, it looks like they'll eventually give the timeout to Mason. Kastner does not look very happy. Kind of a weird end of the quarter situation where it looked like Mason thought the quarter was over, and then Hamilton decided to try to run a little quick play there.
All right, well, the coaches are coaching, but I'm going to tell you what, if you get a camera out there, Coach Kastner's giving the officiating staff the old stink eye, like, fellas, the clock had run down. Now, I don't know what game you're watching, but the clock had run down. My team was coming off the field.
So it looks like they're going to put 3 seconds off, and Mason will lose one of their timeouts. So 3 seconds left here for a 3rd down and 5 for Hamilton.
Now, what's more importantly for the Comets is if they make the stop here, which would be nice, stop them, set up a 4th down, then they're going to make them punt. And again, reverse field and punt. So they'll have to work all the way down the other side of the field and then get their punt team out and get them working.
They'll run a man in motion. Sims Marshall will throw it. A high throw, and they cannot hold on to it. Looks like Brian Kaplinger was in on the play.
I tell you what, that's one of those plays where you come back to the huddle and you say to your quarterback, dude, I know we're trying to pick up a 1st down, but you just exposed me to 3 defenders. And I'm okay if I'm catching the ball with 3 guys around me, but not if I got a gut over my head and I'm exposing my ribs, my my stomach. He just a little bit high on the throw, and I think maybe the offensive receiver maybe came up with alligator arms, a little bit short.
Yeah, and you can take a look. Our game replay schedule got 5 times, so your chance all week in your Spectrum and Cincinnati Bell Phi Optics channels. So come watch if you had a good time. Join us again. Why not?
I know I'm having a good time. Comets are playing some of their best football of the year right now.
Yeah, this has been quite the exciting game. You would have thought if you just watched the first 5 minutes that the Comets might have gotten blown out, but they really got back into it and popped up. Steve and I are both volunteers here, ICRC. Great chance to give young student athletes a chance to be on TV for family and friends to come see them. So if you want to volunteer, ICRC-TV.com, Jason at ICRC-TV.com, and find us, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all over the place.
Yeah,
if you're a high schooler looking to get some experience, this is right where you want to be as the punt goes away by Marshall. And it will be fielded off a bounce. A little bit of a difficult return there, but number 9, Blake Aaron, will return the punt, and Mason will have the ball with 11 minutes and 50 seconds away from moving back to 500 and 3-3, which is quite the accomplishment considering where they were starting after those first 2 tough losses that they took.
You know what the coach is going to tell Blake tomorrow in films when they watch the replay of that play, don't you?
Just let the ball roll.
Son, it's so much better to be smart than brave. He fielded that thing on a hop with 4 guys breathing down his neck. He almost got the corner, but it's much better to be smart than brave.
Brown will hand the ball off to McCormick. He's got a big hole, and he'll rumble right forward for a first down.
Exactly what the Comets need right now. Pick up first downs and come away with points.
All right, so this isn't the only game on ICRC-TV. Reading and Taylor, Reading leading 28-8. You can find that one also on ICRC-TV.com. Got the doubleheader for you here on Friday Night Football. McCormick will run the ball again and looks to pick up another first down.
That time he kept it inside and started blasting, running a little bit more north and south now. Through the hole, looking for somebody to tag. Again, 10 yards, great job by that young man. Again, great to see him healthy at this point of the season.
Middle of the second quarter, not the only game going on is high school tonight. We also have college football. The UC Bearcats trail the UCF Knights 6-3 in the middle of the second quarter down at Nippert Stadium. And another big run, rumble forward for about 5 yards there for the Comets. And right now, just ball control and big runs, moving the chains for McCormick, right, Steve?
Moving the chains and rolling the clock, man. Let that bad boy go. But great set of drives here. Now see, now you can shut down the playbook. Now you can tighten things up. Now you put all the pressure on the defense and lean on them.
Also, looking around the GMC scores, obviously these 2 GMC teams, Coleraine leading Sycamore 27-0 at the end of the third quarter. Obviously, Coleraine, one of the big boys in the conference, but there are a few other big challengers. Fairfield looking good so far this year, and you never know. A lot of these teams, Mason, Hamilton, looking better than they were early in the year.
Sycamore Aviators again. They put a hurting on Princeton earlier in the year, and then the Comets came back and beat them. So seeing them down that far is a little bit surprising.
And looking at Colerain, actually, Hamilton's next game home against Colerain, as that's a little jet out there to Dardis for his second catch of the night. Also, another update out of the GMC, big game. Fairfield, the other big dog of the GMC, locked in a good one, 14-14 right now with Lakota East in the fourth quarter. Looking ahead on the schedule, Hamilton's got Colerain next at home, and Mason is home again right here next week against Lakota West.
I tell you what, a lot of teams are overlooking Lakota East. Everybody's talking about Lakota West and Tom Bowden. Lakota East, a quality ball club.
Brown back to throw.
Look at it, he had all the time in the world.
And able to hit. There's his guy again. Wexelblatt has just seemingly been everywhere. Catching touchdown passes, catching passes over everyone, catching passes in the middle. He's kind of been doing it all.
Here's what I like. Colin Brown gets a chance to step back, bounce, 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 step up, boom, deliver a dime. Right there, right now. Great pass.
And the Comets entering the red zone now, and you wonder if Hamilton gives up another touchdown here. That could be it here for the Big Blue in a game that they really need to win, right on the outside of the playoff rankings, even though it is week 6. As you know, in high school football, with only 10 games, every game counts.
Yeah, and that'll give them 3 league losses with a 3-3 record, and that will definitely not reflect well for them. Conversely, for the Comets, that'll give them a 3rd league win, which will really help them in their push towards the playoffs.
Yeah, two of their losses, of course, out of league to begin the season, and then, as you said, their only league loss to that pesky Lakota East team, 20-14. About a month ago, so which they've rebounded since and won 2 road games and look to be well on their way to their 3rd straight win to get back to 500.
It's a way to do it on homecoming weekend, fellas.
Little screen pass, dump pass out to McCormick, and he'll get a couple yards, but still be about 2 or 3 yards from a first down. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Comets as we come under 8 minutes to go in this game. You can see McCormick huffing and puffing a little bit in the huddle. You know, he's been carrying quite the load in the second half, but man, has he been carrying it well. It seems like, 7-8 yards almost every carry.
Yeah, but he's smiling about it. Like I said, it's good to see him back at full speed.
3rd and 6 for the Comets as they'll just hand it off to McCormick. No, actually a pass, and it'll be complete.
Is that Dardis slipping out
yeah,
there?
Dardis slipping out of the pocket. Nice play fake there by Brown. Actually got a couple of the cameras to miss, but you can see him just a little stutter step, and then
see, here's the chemistry that he and Dardis have each other. That was a broken play. Something broke down where Brown couldn't get the ball out. Dardis said, okay. He heard the call for the broken play and worked back to the quarterback, makes a great catch, 1st and goal.
First down. It'll be a keeper for Brown, and he takes quite the shot there. And it'll be 2nd down and goal from about the 4.5-yard line.
Yeah, this time the run-pass option, he probably would have been better off giving it because he just ran into the teeth of about 3 defenders, and one that remembers that he ran past him in that 2nd quarter and came up and laid a little smack on him.
Yeah, Braden Jackson coming up from his linebacking position or coming up from his safety position, I'm sorry, to make the tackle there.
Yeah, didn't you run past me in the first half? Not this time.
2nd and goal from the 4 for Brown. They'll run a little pass, a little goal line fade up to the big man. And Cooper comes down with it. They're going to call simultaneous possession, which goes to the offense. And that'll be touchdown number 4 of the day for Colin Brown.
How about Jack Cooper, though? You know, that's reminds me of now. Okay, folks, I'm gonna date myself, right? It reminds me of when Harold Carmichael used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. He went about 6'6" too. Harold jumps over the receivers, gets those big mitts on the ball. Hey, look, Coop says, ain't nobody gonna steal the ball from me. I'm used to rebounding, dude. Great job. Great throw by Brown as well.
Curran on for the extra point. That one's good once again, and now just about halfway through the fourth quarter, Mason with 35 straight points to take the 35-14 lead.
Again, opening up the playbook when you get the first and goal. If you got a guy that's 6'6", that's a basketball player, that can go up over people to find the rock, that's what you do. Great pass. Hey, how about the performance tonight from the quarterback, Colin Brown? I mean, he's come in tonight. He's been much maligned. He's been challenged. He's been working hard all year. I think he was just waiting for October to show what he's really got.
And that seems to be it. He has 4 touchdowns on the night, 3 by the air, and 1 on that very long quarterback keeper for a touchdown. And it certainly seems like as the calendar has shifted into October, things have ratcheted up for the Comets, and even with a slow start, they have taken complete control of this game.
Well, again, they've got the meat of their league schedule coming up. They can get some serious playoff points, you know, with some of the teams that they're looking to face. And again, they're just building towards something to get back to the playoffs. Oh, and that ball hits the ground. How about that tackle? Almost got him back there.
Will get over the 21-yard line there, but kind of a dangerous play, letting the ball bounce by Khalil Sewell. And you'll see the ball kind of bounce forward, and Sewell will just have to grab it.
Yeah, he's almost horse collared there, but then Caden Evans comes over and says, "Here, let me kindly escort you to the turf."
And taking a look at the next 2 games for Mason, as you said, the meat of their schedule, home against Lakota West and then at Coleraine, which is always a difficult game before 2 final games at home against Middletown and then at Princeton to wrap things up.
Folks, make the trip over to Lakota West. I guarantee it's going to be a great atmosphere, be a great game. It's one of those border war games where you got the 2 districts next to each other. It makes it an absolute blast. Because, I mean, these kids see each other out on the weekends, you know, at the pizza parlors and all the different social gathering events. These kids know each other. I mean, they're in the school districts next to each other. And
yeah, they probably played one sport with them at one time or another, whether it was football, baseball, basketball, you know.
Absolutely, and it's good to see those border war games, and those are always fun. And oh, wow, he goes down. Now, did he go down or did he just slip?
It looked like there might have been a little pressure there, but looked like he might have went down on his own. Yeah, looked like he tried to get out of the way of his offensive lineman and just slipped and went down. So now it'll be 2nd and 18 for Hamilton, and time's ticking, and they're really going to have to make a move if they want any shot of trying to get back into this game with what little time they have left.
With as hot as it's been and with as cool as it feels out there right now, I wouldn't be surprised if that field's starting to get just a little bit slick.
Quick pass by Sims Marshall, not quite on target and not quite able to be hauled in for Blake Moffins, and he will not be able to come up with it, and it will be 3rd and very long with Hamilton deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and that young man, when he made his breakout, coming out of his break, he didn't have his hands up. He threw one hand at the ball trying to catch, and he blames the quarterback. Son, when you make that break, you got to be ready to catch the ball, even if it's not designed for you.
Sims Marshall will hand it off to Caleb Johnson for just a few yards to make it 4th and about 12 here. So,
do you go for it? I guess you have to if you're Hamilton.
Yeah, unless
they're going to go ahead and punt it.
pull out the white flag, and it looks like they might be doing it at this point. Deep in your own territory, just going to try to get the ball away. Number 24, Jaden Marshall, coming out to punt here.
Yeah, well, you know what he can do on a fake, so.
Certainly has the speed to get to the outside, but
yeah, that's why
Mason has already seen it once today.
And that's why they got a row of backers in there. And not a bad kick.
And the fair catch is called for by Dardis, and the Comets will take over right about at midfield with just 4 minutes to go, and a huge lead now for the Comets, up 3 scores.
Keep it on the ground, keep people healthy. Let's, yeah, I don't even think Colin Brown's going back in. I think they're going to go ahead and put in the reserve quarterback. Let's go ahead and.
Yeah, and it does look like they are bringing in the backup quarterback, Mason Mattingly, the 6'3" freshman, into the game for the Comets. Did get one snap to hand it off earlier, but looks like he'll be in right now. Oh, little
broken
fake
play.
there.
Yeah, I believe it's probably a broken play. Either that or somebody did something wrong, but I don't believe they wanted to expose that young man.
Mattingly keeping the ball, able to get about a yard, which is all you can ask at this point with a broken play like that.
Yeah, freshman, Friday Night Lights, broken play. He looks up. There's 4 guys coming after me. He gets on his horse, almost gets around the edge, and hey, he didn't lose any yards. He actually picked up one. So he goes into the scorebook as a run for plus yardage. Nice job.
So Mattingly into the pistol formation, and looks like Longworth will get a little bit more run here as the backer. They'll hand it right off, but it'll be on the ground, and Longworth just does what he can to try to jump on the ball, and you can tell the backups are in at this point. A little bit of sloppy football as they try to ice this one.
Yeah, a little jittery. Again, Coach Brian Castro talking to the young freshman quarterback, telling him, hey, you know, just go through your reads, go through your possessions. You know, you can't half give it to him. Either give it to him or take it and pull it out. That's what the read option's all about, son. So Comets should do a good job of going ahead and trying to run down the 25 and 40-second clock, letting that thing go down below 5. Go ahead and milk the clock every time.
Yeah, getting into possession, they're getting set up with about 6 seconds left as they'll just run the ball to Longworth and get the ball probably under 40 seconds, or probably get it under 2 minutes here. And, you know, offense has been running the ball well, but I think if I had to say the story of this game is probably the defense. No points given up after the first quarter, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job of, you know, the defense finally recognizing they made some great adjustments at halftime. And every time one of the guys that made big plays against them in the first half tried to make a play in the second half, some of Mason's best athletes were there to stop them. Comets did a great job of gang tackling here in the second half, and I think, yeah, they're going to go ahead and run it down and then take the timeout. Let's go ahead and milk the clock, and I think they'll probably just go ahead and punt at this point.
Yeah, just over a minute and a half here, and looking to see if they took the penalty there or just called a last-second timeout. Looks like they just called the timeout, so quick timeout here for Mason, and they will bring the yeah, it looks like that's Blake Aaron. Looks like he's sending the punts in, returning them. So to give you just one quick update in some other games that are a little bit tighter than this one, Fairfield taking the 21-14 lead off a touchdown in the fourth quarter. So Fairfield has a chance to go to 6-0 as the ball is down there by number 54, Brady Bly. And just a few plays probably away here from Coach Brian Kastner's team going back to 3-3. Actually, both teams will end the night at 3-3. Mason will go to 3-1 in conference. Hamilton will fall to 1-3 in conference. So definitely teams trending in different directions, but we'll see how it all shakes out on the rankings after this weekend.
Yeah, I think it'll jump it up a little bit, especially with the Comets with such a convincing win here.
Sims Marshall back to throw here. And a deep pass with a nice catch by Darren Bowling. Had a couple of early catches for big plays, but makes another one there.
That time he put it out there where only Bowling can get it and let him a little bit.
Sims Marshall throws the ball. Looks like a little bit of a misread by one of them, maybe a little miscommunication, and throws the ball well over Caleb Johnson's head.
Yeah, just he's that time he again threw a 3/4 arm and it just sailed on him. I mean, he doesn't get his elbow up. He doesn't drive through the ball. He's just sort of floating it out there. And balls like that on a night like tonight will tend to slide on you a little bit. See, that time he came over the top and he drove it down and delivered it right to the young man with the little tail.
That's Kevon Burnett, who gets the quick pass.
Oh, Kevon's tail's laying on the field.
Uh-oh. Well, Sims Marshall going to try to pick up a 3rd and 2. Will make a little juke move and actually get quite a few extra yards. We saw a couple nice runs by him.
The yanking of the tail is on the replay. Oh, there you go. Number 28 got him some. Or did it stick to him?
Oh, look, number 28, Francis Abdelov, looked like he'd had quite enough of that tail. And took it with him for a little try.
Way to go, Frank. Ooh,
deep pass here by Sims Marshall. Oh, and a catch right over the defensive back by Darren Bowling, and it might just all be academic at this point, but does get the touchdown. And
see now, look, see that time came out, elbow out, really came over the top, and basically, that's just an out rebound in a guy. He floated it out there, and again, the defender cut inside to play the ball. Should have played the man. At least it could have stopped him short of a touchdown.
Taking a look at that fan shot, a lot of the Hamilton fans leaving one gentleman in a Steelers hat. We'll have to go down there and get him a better one. Let's see if we can find a Browns hat anywhere. As that extra point is good, and it is now 35-21 Mason.
Did I hear you mention in this town, on this station, Steelers and Browns? Not just the Steelers, but also the Steelers and the Browns?
I'm sure you couldn't be talking down about the division-leading Cleveland Browns, but that might just be me as we get a nice shot of the student section, all still there rearing to go. And they've been excited tonight because they've seen quite the performance by the Comets, especially number 10, Colin Brown.
Hey, first win at home this year for the Comets. They were 0-3 coming into tonight. They dropped 3 games here at home, won 2 of them on the road at Oak Hills and Sycamore, and this one's big. This is a team that's rated higher than them in the city. Should get them some playoff points, get them a little respect, and hey, doesn't get any easier than here. Coleraine and West waiting in the wings.
And it looks like Eric Rios is out here trying to do a little squib onside kick. Gets a nice bounce. It's free.
Didn't go 10 yards, however.
But, yeah, looks like it did not go 10 yards. And
Yeah, check it out here. Rios with a nice job.
And that's exactly what you want to do on those kicks. I mean, you get that nice high second bounce, but
yeah, it hits and it goes backwards, and of course you got.
They're right on there. It might have tipped right across the 50-yard line, but
touched it before it got to the 50, however.
Yeah, looks like they're going to give the ball to Mason, and it should just be one more kneel down for the Comets to end this. And Mattingly will kneel it down, and we will go through our last 20 seconds here. Final score of the game, Mason 35, Hamilton 21. Mason moves to 3-3, 3-1 in the conference. Hamilton dropped to 3-3, 1-3 in the conference. And Steve, it's been a fun game. Mason really came out, took control in the second quarter.
Huge gut check for the Comets. Again, first win here at home. Folks are kind of shell-shocked. Now they're at 3-3. More importantly, they got a nice record in the conference. And hey, nice way to spend homecoming. Thanks for coming out and working this with me, man. This was a blast.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Just to take a quick look at the players we had highlighted beforehand. Colin Brown, the quarterback, 4 touchdowns for the Comets. 3 in the air, 1 on the ground. Certainly an impact player. Keyshawn Stevens, 2 early touchdowns. One of them you see right here, but just not able to get it going with the rest of that Hamilton offense after the first quarter.
Well, again, like I said, Comets had a great game plan. Is that, you know, he was going to get his touches, but he wasn't going to destroy them. Every time he got the ball in the second half, he had athletes around him who were ready to take him down, and he was really, in the second half, other than in the first half, he had everything to do with the offense. In the second half, he struggled. Great job by the Comets defense.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Final score on Friday Night Football on ICRC-TV and ICRC-TV.com. Mason 35, Hamilton 21. For all of our crew, our producer, Josh Semsprott, and for you and I, Steve, thank you guys so much for listening to us. It's been a blast. We'll see you next time for Friday Night Football here on ICRC-TV.
See ya!